All right, welcome back to the Heart to Heart podcast. This is the 10th episode of the second season. My name's Hafiz, and today we're going to be continuing the book Unbeatable Mind by Mark Devine. Let's jump right into it.
Hey yo, you ready?
Please don't make this complicated. What about the time we wasted on our love? I can't keep the things we traded.
All right, so one of the most important choices is how you think and how you deal with stress. Okay, so stress impacts our life in so many different ways. It really does. It, to be honest, to a certain degree, dictates our life, and how we manage it is absolutely crucial. All right, managing stress. So the elder says, don't look so much for a superhuman effort, but for a superhuman determination and kind of a challenge attitude. So with regards to managing stress, it's your job to discover what aspects of yourself that holds you back from greatness and to help yourself break through to the next stage of development. Now, if you have a coach or something like that, they're going to help you identify. But otherwise, that is your responsibility to do it. All right, so managing stress, okay? So people tend to think that stress is something bad for you, right? The problem is not stress. It's what you think about it, really, because it comes down to how you decide to see stress, right? Stress is a way of telling you how you're feeling, right? It's sending signals, sending hints to you to notify you of certain things, right? So you might be asking, how do you reduce stress? Well, number one, witness your stress. Okay, witness what's going on. See the situation. Okay, number two, stop the response to stress you're having with a powerful affirmation. Number three, redirect your physiology into positive performance. And number four, use breathing and concentration to improve performance. Okay, witness your stress, what's going on. Yes, listen, we all stress for different reasons. But if you're stressing about something, there is something deeper there that's going on, right? Either it's related to a previous incident where a certain action has occurred and that led to a certain outcome, and you don't like that outcome, and you don't want that outcome to happen again, or you're about to take a certain action and you don't know where it's going, so you're scared to see where it goes because there's a lot of unknown. What you need to do is identify what is causing that stress, and 9 times out of 10, number two will help. Stop the response to stress that you're having with a powerful affirmation. If you are in a situation where you feel like you're not going to be able to do well enough in a test, include a powerful affirmation. Be like, yes, I will be able to do well. I will nail this. I will do well. I will put the effort in and I will nail it. All right, powerful affirmations go a long, long way. Number three, redirect your physiology into positive performance. What does that mean? That means your posture. Posture is an example of it. It's not the only thing. Your posture is a great example. All right, chances are when you're stressed, right, you're not standing up straight. Your back is not straight. You're not relaxed and chilling. You're very closed up. You know, you're very tight. Your muscles aren't loose. Everything is just tight, and your shoulders are down. The muscles on your face are just so tight to the point you can barely smile. Right? So you need to be able to. That is the moment when we need to release all the muscles. You need to fix up your posture, and things are going to get a lot better. And then you also use number four, which is breathing and concentration to improve performance. So that's when you want to breathe and then breathe some more. And then concentrate. Just like focus, hyper focus on the thing that you're trying to work on or the thing that you need to do at hand, the task at hand. And those are significantly going to help. Okay, so stress is simply a term that's used for resistance or pressure. Okay, we need these two forces to grow: resistance and pressure. When stress is not considered intentional, okay, we call it distress instead of eustress, which is a good stress. All right, box breathing. Okay, so a great way to reduce stress instantly is to and improve performance and to feel better is through deep breathing exercises. One of the best ones is called box breathing. Okay, so in box breathing, you slow down your breath and begin to hold your breath in the inhale and the exhale. While doing the box breathing, you start to concentrate on the breathing while repeating a positive mantra. Okay, so you could do this for a couple of hours, for a couple of minutes, however much you prefer. Stress is easily managed through deep breathing and concentration exercises. It's kind of a free medicine without any negative side effects, really. And the daily practice of box breathing can transform how you feel and help you to be in optimal health. What's critical, I can't stress this enough, okay? I can't stress this enough. Don't wait until you're stressed. Don't wait until you're in a situation where you feel overwhelmed. Start the technique that I'm gonna tell you. Start doing that ahead of time. Start doing that regularly, so that when a scenario that requires a lot of stress comes in, you're already. It's like a cup, right? And instead of like once the cup fills, let's say that's your stress level, right? Once the cup fills and it explodes, you're gonna explode with it. So it's important to empty out, drain out that water initially, so that your cup is empty, so it could withstand more. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Okay. So, deep, long, unbroken, and inspired concentration is the hallmark skill of super achievers. Okay, so deep breathing helps you enhance lung capacity. It strengthens your immune system. It regulates your neuroendocrine system, and it charges and balances your energetic body into a state of invigorating health. Breath control is the most important component of developing mental toughness. So, what is this format that you're asking? Okay, so in box breathing, use the 1-1-1-1 ratio. Okay, so here's how it works. Number 1, start by exhaling all the air from the lungs. Okay, now inhale to the count of 5. Retain your breath to the count of 5 and hold the exhaled breath to the count of 5. So after you practice for a while and you have the rhythm, you can add a powerful affirmation to your routine. The most important thing is to maintain the rhythm. All right. So again, first exhale all the air. All right. Any air that you have in your lung, exhale it. Then inhale for 5 seconds. Then retain, hold for 5 seconds, and then exhale back for 5 seconds. Okay. So deep breathing and stress cannot survive together. They are two antagonist processes. One aligns and relaxes you, the other contracts the body. Okay? So if you perform box breathing for 10 minutes, you'll see your stress level automatically and dramatically disappear. I love this one, okay? Because breathing and stress are they're the exact, you can't have them both at the same time. You really can't, because in order to breathe, you do need to release the muscles. You really do need to release the muscles. And what stress does is it tightens it up for you. So the easiest way of overriding the stress is by constantly breathing. Try it right now. I'm telling you, it works. Just try it for as long as you need to. Okay, emotional resilience. So the inability to recover quickly from a perceived failure can destroy a person emotionally. Okay, so we talked a bit about this with emotional intelligence, but failure doesn't really exist unless you make it exist. You could make it exist, and how you make it exist is by not succeeding and giving up. Then you've created failure right there. The choice is literally yours. You could not have failed ever by temporarily failing and then getting back up and then pushing forward to the next one. You could easily do this, but choice is yours again at the end. If you want to have actually failed, well, now you know how to do it. But you could have never failed. That's completely up to you. All right, so too many people just stay negative for too long. Life will test you to the bone, but it's your ability to recover fast the difference in your personal and business success. We're gonna end up falling down at some point in life. In fact, it happens so often, where we want something and we can't get it, or we try to do something and it doesn't succeed, and there are lots of stories of people put their whole life savings on something and it doesn't work out, right? Things like that will happen. It will happen. But what's really, really important and what differentiates someone who is successful and someone who isn't is the ability to come back from that and to be like, hey, that was just a bump in the road. I got a long way to go. I got to continue in this. And to not let that bother them. Okay? It's really, really important. Success in life is internal and comes from developing mastery over yourself and using this mastery so you can serve others in the fulfillment of your purpose. Okay? All right, so obsessing about what you don't have so far accomplishes nothing. It literally does absolutely nothing. Okay? So where you are right now is a necessary step in your evolution as a human being. You must go through the stage in order to go to the next. Yeah. You're worried about not having enough money. You're worried about not driving that crazy cool car. You're worried about not having the best computer, right? Let's say you could do the work on your computer, but it's not the best. If you're worried about that, you're not going further, and if you're not moving forward, you're going back straight up. You're gonna have to go through difficult situations in order to get to the good ones, and if you try to escape going through those difficult situations, you're not gonna come back. It's like, picture this: there's a giant wall in front of you. There's a ladder. Okay, there's a ladder right there, and in order to get to the other side, you have to climb that ladder, right? If you try to escape climbing that ladder, the only other way you could get there is by trying to jump, right? You jump from the ground up. Unfortunately, you can't jump that high. This wall is way too big. So you're going to have to climb that ladder in order to achieve that. And that ladder is not a smooth ladder. That ladder is bumpy. That ladder, as you're climbing up, it's going to start shaking and you're not going to know if you're going to fall or not. In fact, it might feel like you're falling at times. And if you believe you're falling and you go back down, well, you go back down and you're not going to make it to the other side. So remember that. Dedication. So when you commit yourself to self-mastery, then you must be dedicated to your training. All right? So you must be dedicated to it. Dedication is required to show up and put out every single day. You must be dedicated in order to master any skill at all. Dedication is the key to being good, to being really good at anything. Can't stress this enough. It's the key to being really good at anything. If you spend like 2 days learning something, let's say you're doing coding, you spend 2 days learning how to code, and you learn how to code something. Cool, you know how to code it. But there's like thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who've done so much more coding with much deeper knowledge. Let me give you another example. Let's say you're into marketing. You take a couple courses on, I don't know, Skillshare, something like that. And you have a general idea of how it works now, and you give up there. You're not gonna master marketing because there's so much to go through in order to master it. There's so much. You haven't mastered anything until you go through the ups and downs of it. If you haven't gone through the ups and downs of something, you have not mastered it, straight up. Because you need to be going through the ups and downs to understand how to react in situations when you inevitably end up going down, right? And so it's critical. The power of service. Okay, so abundance is the positive expression of a highly evolved consciousness that recognizes there's plenty to go around in this unlimited world. When you live abundantly, you want to be generous, right? It's a trademark of an abundant life. The more generous you are, the more abundant you live. The more you share, the more you will have in life. If you want to live abundantly, you must be generous. Okay, that's critical. Not only is that gonna open up more opportunities for you, it's also gonna make you feel better by sharing. If something is limited, it's not at its fullest potential. because there's more to give, or there's more to receive, or there's more to be done, right? The only thing that has actually achieved its biggest potential are things that are unlimited. Now, obviously, there's situations when we should not be unlimited, either because it's gonna hurt us, or it's not gonna benefit the other person. It's not gonna benefit anyone. There are situations here and there in which we should be unlimited, but it's not always the situation. However, if you do want to live an abundant life, you are gonna have to be really, really generous. Because at the end of the day, if you haven't realized this yet, there is so much out in the world. There's practically unlimited things out in the world. Let's be honest. With so much land that we haven't seen, especially if you haven't traveled, there is so much to explore, so many different things. We live in a huge, vast world. Okay? So you can ask yourself a couple of these questions. So how can you be more generous, not only with your money, but also with your time and energy? Who needs my support, my help, my love? Who can I serve today? And how can I serve better? Those are some questions that you could ask yourself in order to be more generous. Okay, so one more thing that I want to touch up on. You cannot hide from your own beliefs. You can't hide from it. You can't hide from it. You could try. You won't be able to successfully do. Because at the end of the day, your beliefs are what you live by, right? I hope you should be living by your beliefs. And those are things that complete the image of who you are as a person. Who you are, how people see you, how people will treat you, how much people respect you, how much people find value in you. You know, a lot of those things, they all line up with your belief. So it's really, really important to, first of all, be proud of your beliefs, and second of all, to have good beliefs. Actually, first of all, to have good beliefs, and second of all, to be proud of your beliefs and to actively go out and live it as if you really, really believe it. If you hide from it, your words and your actions don't align, people are going to lose trust in you. Straight up, people are going to lose trust in you, and you don't want to do that. All right, to summarize it real quick. Okay, most people are stuck in a low gear, a lower gear of their fullest potential, and unable to break through from mediocre patterns. But you can. All right, that'll be the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening. This was a summary of the book Unbeatable Mind by Mark Divine, and I will talk to you all later.